Hey, shalom, shalom. All praises and glory belong to Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and to the apostles of Great Stone, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, the men that are pushing this word out in truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Yakal coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Um, yeah, man. This guy that you see up on the screen right now. His name is uh, Klaus Schwab, right? Which is the head of the World Economic Forum. And a couple of years ago, he said that the infamous quote, "You will own nothing and be happy." All right, and hey, well, we in 2026. If I'm not mistaken, that quote he said that sometime in 2020. Could be later, could be earlier, forgive me. But a couple years has gone, and when you really look at what he said and where the earth is today, you know, especially these developed nations, all right, hey, it's clear that is the agenda, all right? And a lot of people dismiss it, as some sort of a joke, but look, that's the agenda. That's where the earth is going. So hey, fair use, fair use. I'll play some of this video, and then I'll get some scriptures. We're gonna go into it. All right.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy. By now, everyone has heard the infamous prediction from the World Economic Forum. It was dismissed as a meme by some and a warning by others. But looking around today, it seems that big tech has taken this as an instruction manual. We don't own...
And big tech taking it as an instruction manual, because it is. That is the agenda. Look, we're in the age of technocracy. All right, we're in the age of your laws, your policies, and everything is being done with technology in the center or on the forefront. All right. For a matter of fact, a lot of your leaders, their policies, their speeches, and everything is being generated with AI. So yes, it is an instruction.
Own our own music. We don't own our own movies. Your doorbell now needs a monthly fee just to record a video. Your printer stops working if you cancel the ink plan. We've slowly drifted into a reality where we are essentially tenants in our own lives, bleeding cash in $10 increments for things we used to buy once and keep forever. But are we happy about it? Well, I think the answer to that is pretty obvious. And that's why today we're going to dig into why the subscription economy is taking over, the dark patterns designed to keep you paying forever, and whether this shift is actually a sign of a much deeper economic problem.
Yep. And that's what you see happening. All right. It's literal that, look, we don't own anything. At one point in time you had just speaking or touching on the stuff that you mentioned, which is, for example, your movies. All right. You would buy, your DVDs or your CDs or whatever, and you would pop it into your DVD player. Hey, that was yours. You could watch it as long as you want. You had your own little collection or whatever. All right. But now everything is what? A subscription. Whether it be to Netflix or to Hulu or whatever. All right. Same thing with your music. You don't own anything. For a matter of fact, you got a lot of these companies. What they're doing they're doing device as a service, meaning they would give you a laptop or a phone or whatever, and you pay a monthly fee to use it. All right. And then after 2 or 3 years, you could bring it back, get a new one, you know, and these different things, you know. So hey, even down to the hardware and stuff you don't own, you know, the rent is through the roof. All right. Yeah, there's no one that's owning homes anymore. All right. Your clothes, hey, shit, every single thing. All right.
My name is Nick, and you're watching Coin Bureau Finance. Now, to understand where we are today, we have to look at how the landscape has shifted. A decade ago, the idea of a subscription was largely limited to magazines, gym memberships, and maybe your cable bill. It was a simple transaction. You pay for a service that is delivered over time. But somewhere along the line, the model changed. We went from subscribing to services, things that require ongoing human labor or server costs, to subscribing to products, things that have already been built, shipped, and, most important, paid for. Most infamous example here is that of the case of BMW with the heated seat debacle. In case you missed it, a few years ago, BMW started charging a monthly fee to unlock heated seats in certain markets. The hardware was already in the car. The customer had already bought the car, but a software lock stood between the driver and a heated back. People were rightfully furious, and BMW eventually walked it back. But while they lost the battle, the industry is winning the war.
Yep. Because and this is all part of gradualism. All right. They're gonna mess with certain, you know, non-essential things, bit by bit, you know, getting you accustomed to it being a subscriber model. All right. Because once you're a subscriber to something, or a part of that subscriber model, you don't own it. All right. You pay a fee to get it, you know, and the day or the minute that you miss the payment, hey, it's off, you know. So you got to keep in that cycle. All right. Salakia.
Because looking around today, you see this model everywhere. HP has faced massive backlash for printers that effectively brick themselves if you cancel your ink subscription. The printer sits on your desk, you paid for it, but without the recurring fee, it's just a paperweight. We see it with social media too. Meta and X have shifted huge parts of their ecosystems into paid tiers. What used to be a basic product is now a premium feature. Even Tesla, the darling of tech innovation, has moved its full self-driving capability increasingly toward a monthly rental model rather than a one-time purchase. Now, this phenomenon actually does have a name. It's what journalist and author Cory Doctoroy named enshittification. It's a pattern that every big tech platform seems to follow. First, they're incredibly good to their users. Think about early Uber subsidizing your rides with VC money, or early Netflix offering you every movie on earth for a few bucks a month. They do this to create a surplus of value for you, the user, to lock you in. But once you're locked in, once you have sold your DVD collection or your business relies on that specific software, the script flips. The surplus that used to go to you is transferred to the shareholders. Prices.
And that's what they call in finance, you know, a bait and switch. All right. So they bait you in, they lure you in, you know, they butter you up nice, and then they switch the entire model. All right. Again, this is where the world is heading, you know. The current housing market, hey, they're gonna sell you the sweetest of apartments, you know, with all the amenities and everything. All right. And then they're gonna say, hey, look, obviously you gotta keep paying for the rent. You know, they switch the prices and everything. All right. So we've seen it day by day, you know. But in any case, hey, we're not you know, trying to uh, um, have this place, endure forever. The scripture already tell us to what? To be like pilgrims upon the earth. So in any case, hey, it is what it is, but just doing the lesson to show this is what the agenda is, and it's a in the um in all honesty, right? It is messed up. It is messed up that this is what your leaders, and this is just to show, hey, this is modern day slavery, because everything that you're doing is really just you're working multiple jobs, whatever. It's really just enough to eat and get back to work the next week or month or whatever, you know?
Go up, quality goes down, and features that used to be standard are suddenly moved behind a paywall. And this brings us to the mechanism that keeps this whole machine running. You might be thinking, well, if I don't like it, I just cancel. But that is exactly what these companies have spent billions of dollars ensuring you cannot do. Because once they have you, they don't just rely on the quality of the product to keep you paying, they rely on something much more dark. If you've ever tried to cancel a subscription and found yourself clicking through 6 different pages, dodging confirm buttons that swap colors, or searching for a tiny unsubscribe link hidden in the footer, well, those aren't examples of bad design. They are examples of excellent design. They are carefully engineered user interfaces designed to trick, confuse, and exhaust you into staying subscribed. And one of the most outrageous offenders of this is Adobe. For years, Adobe's Creative Suite has been the industry standard. But, as many users found out the hard way, signing up was easy, but leaving was a nightmare. The company was accused of hiding early termination fees deep in the fine print, fees that could amount to hundreds of dollars if you tried to cancel your annual paid monthly plan early. In fact, internal communications revealed in legal filings reportedly the U.S. 8th Circuit Court of Appeals effectively blocked the implementation of click-to-cancel rule and sided.
Hey, and that's it, right? We got a couple of scriptures, and then we're gonna close this one up, right? I'll drop the link to this video in the description box. So if you wanna look at it, watch it to the end. You could, right? But really good video, really good video. All right. Was that 2 Corinthians 2:11? All right. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, and the elect, all right, the men of the Lord, we're not ignorant of the plans and the schemes of Satan, which Satan is referring to the so-called white man, all right, the elites, all right, they have this whole plan, this whole agenda mapped out, all right, is that their kingdom should endure forever, all right, and they obviously need, you know, um, yeah, they obviously need. Salakia, let me look for this precept real quick. 49, 11. Yeah, and they obviously need fuel for the kingdom, and putting you in this this hamster wheel of owning nothing, all right, is very, very important to their agenda, Yeah, and for a matter of fact, that's what a part of the curses too that is upon Israel today. And we are the biggest consumers, you see. All right, the scripture says that we shall serve our enemies, in want of bread, lack of bread, lack of water, and in want of all things, roughly paraphrasing. So hey, that's a part of the curses right there. All right, this is Psalms 49:11. It says, Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Exactly. This is just another installment of Esau trying to have his kingdom, forever and ever. Having this whole subscriber model, where you own nothing, all right, is just an attempt to what? To prolong his kingdom. You see? Shit, even your devices, look, they start messing with these with the Bible app on your phone. Just last night we were looking at this site, the King James Bible, all right, with the Apocrypha, that site was dumb. All right. And they, hey, look, they could start telling you to pay um to pay a subscription to use these different sites too. That's all it's about. It's about, making money and prolonging and just you being in this docile state of waking up, having everything that you want, owning nothing that you need, all right, and being on that hamster wheel, Hey, and through the spirit, we understand where it is. We know where it is. So hey, look, you're gonna own nothing and you're gonna be very, very happy about it. You're gonna be really happy about it. You see? Because it's gonna be everything that you want. All right. So hey, Lord's willing, this quick one was edifying, giving our praises on in glory to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kakodash, and double honors unto the elders and to the apostles of written stone once again. And salutations to your brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.